today's video you will be able to earn money from the stock market even if you know 5th grade mathematics. There are hundreds of thousands of people who regularly invest in the stock market and find success. These people adopt some basic and simple principles, drawing on the experience of millions of traders over countless stock market cycles. While intelligence is an important factor in any business, you don't need to be super smart for your investments to be successful. We can explain that everyone is at a level to invest in the stock market with the following words. If you can do 5th grade math, you can easily invest in the stock market. Everyone is looking for quick and easy ways to become rich and happy. We constantly think we're going to take the shortcut around the corner and buy a lottery ticket and change our lives. Although some people get rich by lottery, only idiots or desperate people use luck as an investment strategy. If you don't believe that you will be killed by lightning on the street, you should not believe that you will win the lottery and become rich. Because the probability of both happening is the same. On the road to success, we often overlook the most powerful factors at our disposal. These are the magic of time and compound interest. Investing regularly, avoiding unnecessary financial risks, and keeping your money working for you for years or even decades are the surest ways to increase your assets. Why do you want to invest in the stock market? Will you need your cash in 6 months, 1 year, 5 years or more? Are you investing for retirement, buying a house or bequeathing your children? Before investing, you should know your purpose and when you will need this money in the future. Knowing when you will need this money in the future, you can calculate how much you need to invest and how much income you need to earn from your investment in order to get the result you want. The expansion of your portfolio depends on 3 closely related factors. Your main money invested in. Your annual net income on your principal. The amount of time you will invest. As Warren Buffett said, if you don't intend to hold a stock for 10 years, don't even think about holding it for 10 minutes. Understand your risk tolerance. Risk tolerance is a genetically inherited psychological trait, but it can be positively affected by education, income, and wealth. The higher these rise, the more risk tolerance, and negatively by age, risk tolerance decreases as you get older. Your risk tolerance is how you feel about risk and the level of anxiety you experience when risk occurs. In a psychological sense, risk tolerance is defined as the extent to which one will give up what one has for a better outcome. In other words, everyone's risk tolerance is different, and there is no criterion to consider the right balance. While some may risk 1000 TL for 100 TL, some may risk only 100 TL for 1000 TL. In addition, risk tolerance is also affected by the way a person perceives risk. For example, flying or driving in an airplane was considered very risky in the early 1900s, but as traveling by airplanes and vehicles became more frequent, this risk began to be accepted by people. Conversely, many people today think that horseback riding is very risky due to the danger of falling because we don't see many people riding around anymore. The phenomenon of perception is especially important when it comes to investment. The more you learn about investments, for example, how stocks are bought and sold, how much price change usually occurs, and the liquidity of investments, you will be taking on less risk than you thought before making your first investment. As a result, when your investment intensity is less, your concerns and risk tolerance will not change much because your definition of risk perception will also change. The stock market is not a place where those with an IQ of 160 beat those of 130. If you can do 5th grade math, you can be successful in the stock market. Unless, of course, you are aware of your emotional state and don't let it guide you. Even if you are the smartest person in the world, if you lack emotional discipline, the stock market may not be very profitable for you. The best example of this is Isaac Newton, who is described as the smartest man in the world. Newton also invested in a trading company called South Sea, upon rumors that he had received a license from the state and that his earnings would double, and in a short time he quadrupled his money and sold his shares. However, when he saw that the stock continued to rise, he could not stand it and bought it again at $900, and this time he used leveraged trading to earn more. Although the prices continued to increase for a few days, suddenly the price of the stock dropped from $1,500 to $150. As a result, the famous scientist lost all his wealth and then said the following famous word about the event. "I can tell you exactly which planet, which star, when and exactly where, but I can never get people crazy." The biggest obstacle to gain in the stock market is the inability of people to control their own emotions and as a result, their inability to make logical decisions. In the short run, the prices of companies reflect the combined sentiments of the entire investor community. Prices tend to fall when most investors start to worry about a company, just as prices are likely to rise when investors start to think positively about the company. People who have negative thoughts about the market are called bears, while people who have the opposite are called bulls. The constant battle between bears and bulls during business hours is reflected in the ever-changing prices of securities. These short-term fluctuations are driven by gossip, speculation, and hopes, feelings, rather than logical and systematic analysis of the company's assets, management, and plans. Prices that fluctuate against our expectations create tension and insecurity. During these times, should I sell my shares to avoid losses? Should I hold it and buy more, hoping that prices will rise again? Questions like these occupy our minds. Even if the prices go in the expected direction, the following questions come to mind. Should I sell the stock I bought while making a certain profit, before the prices fall? Or could the prices go even higher, so should I hold on? Such thoughts come to our minds, especially when we constantly monitor prices. When our emotions are the main factor in our actions, the decision we make will most likely be wrong. You should not be upset that the price of your stock has fallen, nor should you be happy that it has risen. When you achieve this, your emotions are under control. If you have a good reason to buy a stock and your reason is logical, short-term and sudden changes in price should not affect you. However, in case you realize that your reason was a wrong decision, you should also plan when to sell your possessions. In other words, you need to have an escape strategy in case you do damage. Watching Bloomberg TV every day or following stock market papers online creates a perception in your mind that the stock market is an exciting, 100-meter running race. The stock market, however, is a long marathon rather than a short running race. The important thing is not to be the first, but to reach the destination. If the price of your house was published on the internet or on TV, for a penny every day, would you be able to live happily? If you didn't check the value of your house minute by minute, would you prevent it from gaining or losing value? So why treat it differently for stocks? In an experiment conducted in the 1980s by Harvard psychologist Paul Anderson, it was observed that investors who were informed daily about their stocks earned only half as much as investors who did not receive any information. What could be the reason for this? According to a groundbreaking research in the world, if an event is repeated 2 to 3 times in a row, our brain waits for this event to happen afterwards, and if this expectation is fulfilled, dopamine, the happiness hormone, will be released and our brain will be filled with happiness. In the same way, when a stock rises 2 to 3 days in a row, we think that it will continue and we are extremely happy if it happens. This causes us to become dependent on our predictions. When the stock starts to fall, the amygdala part of our brain, which manages fear and anxiety, starts to work. This is the part that produces the fight or flight response, which is the survival instinct found in all animals. As our stocks drop, we fear and worry. For this reason, we want to sell the shares and get rid of this feeling. In addition, according to Nobel Prize-winning researcher Daniel Kahneman, we react to losses 2 times more intensely than gains. No matter how happy it feels to earn 1,000 TL, losing 1,000 TL will hurt at least twice as much. That's why we can't help ourselves from selling our stocks at very low prices in a market where prices are falling day by day. However, the fact that a stock that we trust in the long run and that we know is cheap in price has fallen for a while doesn't change anything. On the contrary, it has become cheaper, creating a better buying opportunity. Given all this, trading can tempt your mind and cause you great harm. Therefore, do not follow the market daily and do not trade. Take the time to learn the basics about the stock market before making your first investment. In a stock market, your focus should be on companies rather than the entire market. Because market movements are unpredictable. There are only very few times when stock movements of all companies can be in the same direction. Even if the stock market is in a big drop, some companies' stocks are always going up. Here are some areas to consider before making your first investment. Understanding companies. How does the company make money? Where does it mostly come from? How does it differ from its competitors? How long can he maintain this advantage? How satisfied are their customers? How does he spend his earnings? How to invest in what and how to invest for growth? How much debt does he have? Etc. You must be able to give clear answers to questions. Financial measurements and definitions. You need to know metric definitions such as P/E ratio, earnings per share, profit margin and annual growth rate. You should know how these are calculated and have the ability to compare different companies using metrics and other important things. Popular methods in stock selection and timing. You have to understand how fundamental and technical analysis are done, how they differ, and which ones are most useful in each stock market strategy. Exchange order types. You need to know the differences between stock orders, stop orders, orders to avoid losses, and the like, which are used by traders. Different types of investment accounts. Although cash is the most common, margin accounts are required by regulations for various transactions. You need to know how margin is calculated and the difference between margin requirements. Exchange. Rolls-Royce is the only place where people who drive Lamborghini get advice from those who take the subway every day. Never take investment advice from people you don't trust. It has been proven in psychology that we become overly attached to sensations that we consider secret. For example, a friend of yours may want to tell you that he knows someone from within the company and that the prices will increase a lot in the future, or you may hear this in some way. Ignore such sensations. Every investment is personal. When it comes to your future and investments, you need to take control. Therefore, you should constantly educate yourself and take responsibility for your investment decisions. Of course, you can get support from your professional investment experts. They can inform you about many things. Of course, if you ask the right questions. Your main goal should be to find companies that have grown steadily over the years and are cheap for their current price. Thank you for watching the video so far. I hope it was useful for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.